Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about iconic K-pop songs that I hate. I know, another video that's more on the negative side. I'm sorry that things have been a little bit bleak on this channel recently, but don't worry, we'll go back to the way things usually are soon. I'm currently in the works of planning a couple of video essays, but I'm not sure when those will be rolling out because I'm really busy recently. So in the meantime, I thought we could all enjoy both some easy to watch and easy to make content. The songs listed in this video are going to be ones that are pretty frickin' popular if I do say so myself, but at the same time, I'm not the biggest fan of them. For reasons that I'll be explaining in each of the different sections, I just didn't get the same hype that everybody else had for these songs, and I personally view them to be a little bit overrated. That just about wraps up our intro, pretty simple stuff here, and without further ado, let's get into song number 1. Love is for So first off, we have 4 Walls by FX. One of the songs here that I don't necessarily hate, more so just dislike, mainly for a couple different reasons. First off, while I usually enjoy more laid back and anti-drop kind of choruses, the chorus of 4 Walls is actually my least favorite part of the song. Being surrounded by really good verses, a nice bridge, and an amazing pre-chorus, all of which have this nice mystical / magical feel to it. Something about the chorus of 4 Walls feels very bland and doesn't have much personality. I know a lot of people will argue against this, saying since it's an anti-drop chorus, that's how it's supposed to sound, but I would tell those people to listen to anti-drop choruses such as Oh My God by I-dle or Energetic by 101, and you'd see that anti-drop choruses don't need to be boring. I feel like most of the time the chorus is supposed to be the best part of the song, whether it's an anti-drop or not. And if an anti-drop turns out to be the worst part of the song, that's just because of bad producing. Basically, because the chorus is the most recognizable part of the song, it should be one of the best parts of the song, but in 4 Walls' case, it's the worst, and that's why I don't like it. The other reason I don't like 4 Walls is a bit more on the petty side. Personally, I think a majority of FX's title tracks are iconic and amazing, but none of them really get the same recognition that 4 Walls does, at least by newer K-pop stans, and that's kind of annoying to me, so it's made me like 4 Walls a little bit less. That's just me being petty though, so let's move on.
Fantastic, baby.
Up next, we have another second-gen classic. It's Fantastic Baby by Big Bang. If I had to rank all of the songs that I put on this list, this one would definitely be towards the bottom. Usually, I like to say at least one good thing about everything I do negative commentary on, but to be honest, there's not really a single part of Fantastic Baby that I like. I recognize how influential this track was, which is why it's in this video, but my respect for it kind of ends there. I know it's kind of a cop-out to say in the year of 2022, but I think Fantastic Baby is one of the second-gen songs that aged the worst. Sure, it was probably revolutionary at the time, but nowadays a track like this probably wouldn't even make the cut for most new K-pop releases. The EDM instrumental is honestly a little bit irritating to listen to. It sounds like there's a fly buzzing in my ear or something, and it's just not very pleasant. I'm sure a majority of the 4th gen stans who know of this song probably don't like it either. I mean, if they hate autotune even half as much as they say they do, then Fantastic Baby would literally make their heads explode because it's almost on every single line. Typically, I like autotune, but the way they use it in Fantastic Baby is very much so a product of its time, giving their voices that EDM techno sound. I don't know, it's a little bit cringy to me. I'm sure listening to it would be a lot more enjoyable in like a club or a concert setting, but listening to it at home on my headphones, it doesn't feel very nice. I don't know, it's just not the kind of sound that I would go out of my way to listen to nowadays, you know? I respect the song, but respectfully, it's not for me. And now let's move on to the next one. Kick It by NCT is one of those songs where I genuinely just do not understand all the hype that it got. Fantastic Baby and 4 Walls I definitely do, I can see the appeal, but for this one, I'm not sure. While I do think Kick It might be their best choreography and is arguably NCT's best visual era as well, from a musical standpoint, it doesn't really hold a candle to most of their discography. Of course, you're allowed to disagree with me, but based on my own personal taste, I think I would put Kick It at the bottom of my NCT title track ranking, even when you include the other subunits. I think songs like Cherry Bomb or Make a Wish or Simon Says do what Kick It tried to do, but better. And honestly, I feel like the main reason why Kick It went as viral as it did was because of the choreography. I mean, everybody was doing the choreography when it first came out. But for it to be one of the group's most streamed songs as well is just crazy in my opinion. Thankfully though, at least for me, it's not their most streamed song of all time. We freaking love you, Cherry Bomb. And also a side note, I'm gonna need K-pop stans to give a formal apology to Punch because Punch is way better. But somehow it got like 10 times more hate than Kick It ever got. Not saying that we need to send Kick It hate because, it's been 2 years since it's come out, but like, in retrospect, we should have eased up a little bit more on Punch. That's just my 2 cents though. Alright, now onto song number 4. I hope I fooled some of you guys with the thumbnail. No, I do not hate Fancy. Fancy is one of my favorite songs of all time. Instead, for Twice, we have I Can't Stop Me. This was one of my first ever K-pop songs that I listened to, and at the time I did really enjoy it, but besides to refamiliarize myself with it for the sake of this video, I have not listened to it for like almost 2 years at this point. Out of all of the songs that followed the retro trend, I think I Can't Stop Me has got to be one of my least favorite attempts at it. First of all, even though this was when Twice was becoming a little bit more mature, this song does not fit in their discography at all. I would say it almost borders on Girl Crush, like it could definitely be a follow-up to Everglow's La Di Da. And it's just crazy to me that Twice have a title track that feels like it would fit more in Everglow's discography than theirs. I love Everglow, but their concepts just do not fit Twice, right? I feel like because this song doesn't fit the group, it just feels very uninspired and kind of lifeless. Even when just listening to it, it doesn't have that same Twice charisma that most of their songs have. So I was a little bit shocked when I saw that everybody was like eating this up. They loved it. Maybe it's just because people liked it more than More and More, so when they were disappointed by the previous title track, they just transferred all of the hype onto the next one. Whatever the reason was, I thought the hype was a little bit undeserved because I preferred More and More. I thought it was a fun song for the summer that accomplished what it set out to do, where I Can't Stop Me was more so just a trend chaser. I Can't Stop Me is one of the least recognizably Twice songs in Twice's discography, which is why I'm not the biggest fan. So the final song for this video, probably the biggest shocker to a lot of you, is Replay by SHINee. I know Replay has cemented itself as one of the most iconic K-pop songs of all time, and the general consensus on it is that everybody likes it. I'm really not intentionally trying to be different when I say this, but I genuinely just do not like the track. It's one of the most obviously R&B influenced songs in the entirety of K-pop, and after listening to a little bit more of SHINee's discography, which is very heavily R&B based, Replay is far from their best R&B song. Even by just listening to one of their albums, if I had to suggest one, I would say their Odd album, probably their best. You'll hear a decent amount of R&B songs that are like a solid 9 out of 10, if not 10s out of 10s, where Replay is more so like a 7 for me. It's not like Replay is bad or terrible by any means. To me, it's just sort of a bad example of what R&B and K-pop can sound like because it doesn't push any sort of boundaries. It's very standard and basic, and overall just sort of unimpressive. The fact that it's still SHINee's most popular song to date is crazy to me because they've put out so much better music since then, so it's kind of sad to see how as they've grown as artists, they still haven't really gotten the flowers that they deserve. Or at least like, an upwards trajectory of growth. Like, sure, anybody's allowed to say that Replay is the best song they've heard ever. I just want to implore everybody who hasn't already to check out a little bit more of SHINee's discography, because if you do, you might end up changing your mind. And that concludes this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. This one is definitely a bit more of a short video than usual. Sorry, I'm just kind of lazy today. I don't know what else to say. But if you did enjoy and want to see better videos that I'll put out in the future, don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, at the end of every video, we thank all of our channel members who joined by either clicking the first link in the description or the join button down below, so let's do that now. Without further ado, thank you Opijin ITZY, Wu Twice Tees, Dog, Zeus112, Jackie, Xavi H, Ian Latte, Soda Scribbles, Minacor, Adrian Wang, SHINee, Mizu Monorovie, Vixxo Sunjung, Cassie, Gav, Adifa N, Chili's Cafe, Ale, Che, 97th Heaven, Frosty Plays, Julian Zalazar, Alpha Fox, Edgy Does Things, Namjoon's Lost AirPods, Kukin Love, Kaylin Caster, Sonorinth, Flo 099, Woo Youngie, Jed, Mail T, Kieran Johnston, Silverwind, Frago Bobo, Sunmi Shine, Irene, Mello, Jay, Julia Peterson, and Stay22. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel, and without further ado, I'll see you next time. Peace out.